All right, so I'm just giving you a little, my little speech of please modify as you need to, listen to your body. Don't hurt yourself. And, you know, it's hard for me to see everybody and correct any poses. So just know yourself, know your body, and do what you need to do. All right, let's get started. So just find a comfortable seat. And close your eyes if that feels good. And the idea of today's class was just with spring coming, I just thought about the idea of planting seeds. And I actually started real seeds this week, which was really lovely, but also just energetically planting seeds. Like thinking about this time as a time to be really intentional about what you're wanting to compost, what you're wanting to let go of, and what you want to plant seeds for. Maybe it's planting seeds for the next day, like maybe you had a really hard day and you're just thinking about how you want to plant seeds for your next day. Or maybe you're thinking about how you want to plant seeds for when we come out of quarantine. Or maybe you're just thinking about what you want to plant seeds for even long term. What kind of energy do you want to put in the world? And it's not to say that there's not room for sadness or grief or fear or even anger. And to just think about what you want to put fertile soil down for, what you want to plant seeds for. What do you want to grow? And then if that intention resonates with you, great. If not, just setting your own intention for the class today. Just taking 3 big, deep breaths. Into your intention. And just having the eyes just gently open. And we're going to do some alternate nostril breathing. So taking, folding your index finger and your middle finger down, and then covering up one side of your nostril and breathing in through that nostril, and then covering that and exhale out the other side. In through that side, cover that, and exhale out the other side. Inhale up, block the other, exhale. Inhale through that side, block that, exhale out. Inhale through that side, and block that side, and exhale out. One more round, inhale, and exhale out. Okay, we're gonna do a modified Robin's breath. We're just gonna bring the arms up on an inhale, and exhale, literally kind of plant seeds in the ground, getting a little rounding of the spine. Inhale the hands wide, opening up the heart, opening up to what you want to grow. Exhale, neutral spine, bring the hands to heart center. Inhale, open up the heart. Exhale, hands come wide and down, planting seeds in the ground. Inhale, the heart open. Exhale, back to neutral spine. Inhale, wide, open up the heart. Exhale, bring the hands down to the ground. Thinking about what you want to plant. Inhale, open. Exhale, neutral spine, hands to heart center. Let's do a couple more rounds. Inhale, open wide. Exhale, plant those seeds. Inhale, open up. Little back bend. Exhale, neutral spine, hands come to heart center. One more round. Inhale, open. Plant the seeds. Exhale. Inhale, open. And exhale, neutral spine. Now let's just do a little hip rolls. Again, just kind of warming up the spine, getting a nice deep motion. Getting a full range of motion with the hips, with the spine, trying to keep your sits bones on the ground. Just really opening up the spine, warming up the back, and then switching directions. See if you can round the spine when you come back, and then really open up the heart when you come forward. Good. All right, let's do a little side bend. So inhale the hands up, and then coming over to your left, planting your hand right here, and then rolling the heart open, really looking underneath the arm, but dropping the shoulder away from the ear. Kind of opening up to, again, what you want to plant. What kind of energy you want to put in the world, and what kind of energy do you want to receive back? Just really lengthening the side body, reaching kind of up and over a beach ball. Good. And then coming back to neutral spine, keeping this hand, this left hand out, and then dropping your right ear over to the side. Just getting a nice stretch in the neck. You can kind of move this hand around to find where you really need a stretch in your neck. You can even give yourself just a little bit of a shoulder massage. A lot of us are carrying a lot of weight of the world. And if you can just let a little bit of that go as you stretch out the neck. And then bringing the head back to neutral spine. Inhale the hands up and side body over, or side stretch over to the other side. So dropping your right hand down to the ground, opening up the heart and looking underneath that shoulder, dropping that left shoulder away from the ear so you're not crunching in the shoulder. Really getting that nice side stretch. And then coming back to neutral spine, little neck stretch so your right hand is outstretched, and then dropping your neck down to the other side. I'm just going to turn the music up a little bit. And a little shoulder massage on this side if it felt good. Letting go of that weight of the world. See if you can just release it just a little bit. Okay. All right, and then coming back to neutral spine, we're just going to do a little gentle twist. So inhale the hands up, and then twisting over to your right. You can drop that back hand at the base of the spine, and just using this left hand as leverage. So you're really lengthening the spine and twisting. And then look forward gently to come out, and then gently come out. Inhale the hands up, and let's go over to the other side. Using that left hand, that back hand, as a little kickstand to lengthen the spine, and then twist over rinsing yourself out. Feel free to sing along to some Tom Petty. Nobody can hear you, you're all muted, so sing your little hearts out. And then gently look forward, and then gently release the twist. All right, let's come into reverse tabletop. So find your feet flat out in front of you. Bring your hands with your fingers facing your spine. And then gently lift your hips, trying to get your torso and legs in a flat spine, really opening up the shoulders, warming up the core. Inhale, one more breath, and exhale, release. Good. Let's just do some wrist rolls, both directions, just warming up the wrists. Good. And then slowly making your way to tabletop. And then just coming straight into our first down dog of the day. Just pedaling out your feet. Just moving your body in a way that feels intuitively good. Little John Prine. Man, we're losing some good people. Bill Withers, he's on this list too today, y'all. Just really coming into whatever movement feels good. And then looking between the hands, step your left foot up between the hands, and then your right foot up to meet it in a forward fold. And then taking whatever arm variation feels good. Maybe it's a rag doll and you're just swaying from side to side. Maybe it's chest expansion, where you create a little fist, interlacing your fingers and rolling open. Making this first forward fold, whatever you need it to be. Shaking out the head. And then dropping the hands back towards the feet and slowly stack each vertebrae, letting the head come up last. And then roll the shoulders back and down. And let's just do some shoulder rolls. Back and down. Releasing the weight of the world. Right? What are you putting in the compost? What are you wanting to let go of? And then maybe forward, some shoulder rolls forward. Good. All right, for our first sonnet, we're just gonna come into, so you stay at your top of the mat. We're just gonna do a little side bend over to the right. And keeping that weight equal in each foot, so that left foot's gonna wanna come up. See if you can put it back into the ground. And then inhale back to neutral spine and over to the left. Again, that right foot wants to pop up. See if you can replant it in the ground. And then inhale back to neutral spine. Exhale, little baby back bend. Heart opening. Tucking the tailbone underneath to protect the spine. Just opening up the heart to whatever degree feels good. Take a big breath in. And then exhale, swan dive, folding forward over the legs. Step the right foot back. And then we're going to drop the knee down for crescent moon. If you would like to fold your mat over, you can do that to protect your knee. I'm on carpet, so I'm okay today. You can flatten, uncurl the toes behind you so that your top of your foot is on the mat. Just kind of pressing the knee forward. You might need to walk the toes forward so that the knee doesn't come over the toes. You're really stretching the psoas here. And then if it feels good, keep the core tucked, kind of hug the ribs in, and then reaching the hands up. dropping the shoulders away from the ears, reaching those hands up, gathering up sunlight for all those things you've planted. Inhale, little baby back bend if it feels good, and then exhale, we're gonna twist. You can reach that hand back. You always twist towards your bent leg. The right arm hooks on that knee, twisting back. And then releasing that twist and coming into half Hanuman. So you can either sit all the way back on your tush, or you can keep it lifted, and we're just really stretching this front hamstring. So inhale, lift the heart just a little bit, maybe a little micro bend in that knee. And then deepening the fold. Good. And then inhale, coming back, plant the hands and stepping that left foot back into high plank. And then exhale, lower all the way down for cobra. Dig those toenails into the mat and inhale. Very little weight in the hands, just curling that spine up for a little heart opener. Exhale, bring the left ear to the mat and then release the hands down by the sides. Really just feel your heart connected to the earth, and maybe shake your hips from side to side, just releasing the back. Feeling your whole body connected to the earth. Maybe closing your eyes even if that feels good. Just feeling really connected to the ground, to the earth, to the soil. What are you composting? What are you growing? And then bringing the hands back underneath the shoulders, gently press up and back into a child's pose. Inhale. I don't know who just rang my doorbell, but my dogs are going crazy. Sorry, everybody. Exhale. Bring yourself back into downward facing dog. Look between the hands. Step the right foot up in between the hands and the left foot up to meet it. Forward fold. Do one more, one vertebrae at a time, curling the spine up, letting the head come up last. Good. And then inhale, reach the arms up and over. Exhale, side bend over to your right. Inhale, back to neutral spine. Exhale, side bend. You can grab that wrist if that feels good. Over to your left. Inhale, up. Exhale, little baby back bend. Opening up the heart. Inhale, arms come up to mountain. Exhale, swan dive, folding forward over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, step the left leg back. And again, if you want to pad that back knee, you can do that. Just to protect the knee. Release the toes so that the top of the foot is connected to the mat. Gently press your knee forward, giving into that left psoas muscle. Make sure your knee is over the ankle, not overextending. And then inhale, reaching the hands up, dropping the shoulders down away from the ears. Gathering up sunlight. Feel that sun come all the way through the fingertips and into the heart. One more deep breath in, and then exhale for that twist. Your right arm is twisting open, trying to keep the hips square. Really rinsing out all of those organs. Releasing anything, any toxins that no longer serve your growth. Exhale everything out. Inhale, coming back to crescent, and then into half Hanuman on this side. So whatever you did, if you came and sat all the way down, or if you stayed up on that back leg, little micro bend in the knee so that you're not hyperextending the knee. Inhale, straighten the spine, and then exhale, deepen the fold over that leg, really stretching that hamstring out. Hanuman in Hindu and yogic tradition represents leaping. He's like the leaping monkey, and he's in the splits. So if you think about like growing and what you want to reach for, what you're having faith in terms of your seeds growing, taking that leap. And then bending that front leg back, popping that back knee up and stepping the right leg back into high plank. Exhale all the way down. Uncurl the toes, really digging your toenails into the mat. Come up for cobra. Very little weight in the hands. You can maybe even wiggle your fingers to make sure you're not putting too much pressure on your wrists. And then let's exhale once more, this time dropping your right ear to the mat. Releasing your hands by your sides and wiggling, shimmying the hips side to side. Once again, just feeling your heart, your body connected to the earth. I love the feeling of my heart, like beating into the mat. It's like feeling the earth supporting you. Just enjoying this moment of stillness before we get going. Bring the hands back into underneath your shoulders. Press yourself into child's pose. Let's just take a moment in child's pose. Maybe your knees come wide. Feeling your hands connected to the mat. Feeling your head connected to the mat. Trying to drop your hips all the way to your heels. Finding something to put in the compost here. Finding something to let go of. Maybe it's a little bit of worry or letting go of something that you can't control. Just finding a little piece of it to let go of, to put in the compost. And then reaching the hands forward, curling the toes under, pressing yourself back up, hips up and back. For downward facing dog. Look between the hands, step the left foot up between the hands, right foot up to meet it. And then let's reverse our swan dive, reaching for all the things you need to grow, whatever way you want, and bringing it back to heart center. Good. I want to do that little flow just one more time, sort of breath to movement. And then we have another flow, and we'll talk about that in just a second. So starting in with hands at heart center, take a breath in, exhale everything out. Inhale, reach the hands up. Exhale, side bend over to the right. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, side bend over to the left. Inhale, neutral spine. Exhale, baby back bend. Push those hips forward. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, swan dive over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Flatten the spine. Exhale, deepen the fold over the legs and step the right foot back. Pad that knee if you need to. Coming up for crescent moon. Exhale, twist. Twist to the back. Inhale, crescent moon. Exhale, half splits, half Hanuman. Inhale, crescent moon once again. Exhale, plant those seeds, plant the hands, step the left foot back into high plank. Exhale all the way down for cobra. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, child's pose. Take a breath in. Curl the toes under. Press your hips up and back on an exhale into downward facing dog. Step the right foot between the hands. The left foot meets it in forward fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive, gathering up. Bring your hands up and over. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, one more time on the next side. Bring the hands up and over. Swan dive over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step the left foot back. Drop that back knee down. Pat it if you need to. Inhale, crescent moon. Exhale, twist. Inhale, crescent moon. Exhale, half Hanuman. If you have kids in the room, this has a bad word in it. Just a little warning. Inhale, crescent moon. Plant those hands, plant those seeds, pop that back knee up, and step the foot back. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, child's pose. Take a breath in and curl the toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step the left foot in between the hands. Right foot meets it, forward fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. And exhale, bring the hands to heart center. All right, we're going to do a little, I think it's a Qigong move. I don't know, I learned it in the theater class a long time ago. But it's really great for just grounding energy. So bring the feet just a little bit wide. We're going to inhale up and exhale, kind of do a squat, but imagine that you're planting a big tree in the ground. Inhale, straighten the legs. Keep the core tucked in. Inhale, grab all that sunlight. Exhale, plant the tree. Little squat. Little stretch for those inner thighs and hips. Straighten the legs. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, plant the tree. We're just going to do 3 rounds of me being quiet. You just kind of go in and do this move in your own energy, in your own space. One more. Really plant what you need to plant. Hands to heart center. Okay. All right, so for our flow, if you did the first class with me, we did this in the first class too. We're going to do what's called a yoga mala. So we're going to use our front of the mat and the back of the mat. So just follow my cues, and if you get lost, it's okay. I'll try to be as clear as I can be. But we'll start with a slow moving through that flow, and then we'll go through it one breath, one movement, one time. All right, so starting with your hands in heart center and mountain. Inhale, bring the hands up and over. Exhale, swan dive over the leg. Inhale, we're going to come up to chair. So bend the knees and reach the hands forward. So really trusting and like you almost are seated back in the chair, and the weight is in the heels. So we're going to come into a balancing pose. We're going to bring the weight into our left foot. We're going to reach this back right leg back into warrior 3. And then we're going to drop it down as gracefully as we can into crescent, but with rocket ship arms. Rocket ship arms, oops. Oh, hilarious. All right. And then reach the hands back into airplane. airplane arms. And then we're going to come into warrior one. So for warrior one, your heel comes down, but your hips are still facing towards your front foot. Rather than opening out to the side like warrior two, warrior one, your hips are facing forward. You might need to widen your stance a little bit, trying to bring those hips square to the front. And then inhale, reaching the hands up. Warrior one. Interlace the fingers behind the spine. Inhale, open up the heart. And exhale, humble warrior. Talked about bowing to the lessons that we're learning in this process. How are we going to grow? And then inhale back up to warrior one. Exhale it out. And then inhale, come through to star. And then we're going to do one round of plant the tree. So planting the tree again. Inhale, reach those arms up. Instead of finishing it, we're going to do warrior two to the back. So creating that little mala. And then inhale, reverse your warrior, keeping the front knee back. This is a side body stretch, not a back bend. So really stretching the side. And then coming into extended side angle. One line of energy all the way from your foot through your torso, shooting out the hand. Very little weight on the elbow. Good. And then inhale, reverse triangle. We're going to straighten this front leg, reach it back, and then come through for our chaturanga or cobra. So stepping that right leg back, and then halfway down, coming through to upward facing dog or cobra, whatever feels good. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look between the hands, bend the knees, step or jump back up to the top of the mat. So we're going to do that same series coming through to chair, starting in chair. And this time we're going to bring the left leg back. So bringing all the weight into that right foot and then tipping yourself into warrior three, into a T. And then gracefully as you can, step back for crescent lunge with rocket ship arms. Inhale, reach back to airplane arms. Drop that back heel down. Inhale, reach it up for warrior one. Staying here for a few moments. And interlacing the fingers behind the spine. Curling the heart open, humble warrior. Bringing that right shoulder in towards the knee. Bowing to the teacher. Inhale back through to warrior one. Exhale it out. Inhale through to star. Exhale, plant the tree. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, warrior two to the front of the mat. Inhale, reverse your warrior. So keeping that bend, side bend through that left side body. Not too much pressure in this back hand. And then exhale, extended side angle. Bringing that elbow, your left elbow, lightly connected to the knee. One line of energy all the way from your feet, feeling all that grounded energy shooting out through the fingertips. Good. Inhale, reverse triangle, straighten that front leg and reach that left arm back. And take a big, deep breath in. Windmill the arms down. Step that left foot back to plank, chaturanga, or cobra. Inhale through to up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look between the hands, walk, step, or jump up to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, deepen the fold over the legs. Inhale, reverse your swan dive, keeping that core tucked, protect the spine, and bringing the hands back to heart center. Good. So we're going to do that flow one time through, and then we're going to do it again, but we're going to add some things onto it. So we're going to get kind of tricky though. I'm going to start on this side so I can still face you. We're going to start on the opposite leg because it's good for our brain to do things in a way that we normally don't do them. And we usually start with the right leg in yoga, and I want to change it up a little bit. We're going to start with the left leg. Okay? So coming into chair to start our flow. Just taking a moment in chair. And we're going to start with the left leg this time. So bringing the weight into the right leg and reaching back into warrior three. And back to gently crescent lunge, rocket ship arms. Inhale, airplane arms, reach those fingertips back, keeping the spine. Inhale, bring that foot or that back heel down, warrior one. Bringing the, on the exhale, bringing the hands behind and deepening with the humble warrior. Inhale back through, warrior one. Exhale it out here. Inhale to star, plant the tree. Inhale back through to star, warrior two to the back. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse triangle. Windmill the arms, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look between the hands, bend the knees, hop, step, or jump, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Bring that weight into the left. Lift up with the right, warrior three, your right leg kicks back. Gently press it down, rocket ship arms. Inhale, airplane arms. Exhale, warrior two. Drop that back knee down. Lift the hands up. Take a breath in. Exhale, bring the hands back through. Inhale, open up the heart. Exhale, humble warrior. Inhale, warrior one. Insert forward. Take a breath out. Inhale to star. Exhale, plant the tree. Inhale, roll it up, gather up all that sunshine. Exhale, warrior two to the back. Hips are facing the long edge of your mat. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse triangle. Good. Exhale, windmill down. Chaturanga or cobra. Halfway down. Inhale, uncurl the toes. Thighs are off the mat. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look between the hands. And hop, step, or jump to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, deepen the fold. Maybe grab the back of your calf. Pull yourself into a deep fold. And then inhale, reverse your swan dive, coming all the way up. And bringing the hands to heart center. All right, good. All right, let's do that flow again. We're going to add on. So listen to the changes. I'm going to start with my right leg again this time. So I'm going to come back to this side of the mat. So starting with your hands in heart center. Inhale, bring those hands up. Exhale, swan dive over the legs. Inhale, chair. Bring the weight into the left foot. Right leg kicks back into warrior three. Inhale, slowly drop it back. Rocket ship arms. Inhale, airplane arms. Here's our first change. We're gonna add full airplane. So the arms stay back. You're gonna come and balance on this left leg. So kicking that right leg back, almost like warrior three, but the hands are back. Imagine just floating over all of your worries, observing them from afar. Inhale, slowly, gracefully step that back leg back. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, bring the hands behind, interlace the fingers. Inhale, open up the heart. Exhale, humble warrior. Inhale, warrior one. Hips are forward, hands come high. Exhale here. Inhale, star. So instead of plant the tree, I just want to do a little shoulder dip. So bring your hands here on your knees. And then let's dip the left shoulder down. Really feeling that spinal stretch. Love this stretch. It always feels so good. And then inhale back to neutral. Dip that right shoulder in. Good. Exhale everything out. Inhale back to neutral. Exhale again. Inhale, big star. Take up nice, like lots of space. Exhale, warrior two to the back. Here's our next add-on. We're going to come up for half moon. So if you have a water bottle, you can use that or a block, or you can just come up and kicking that left leg back. Your hips are square toward, really opening up, so almost like you're in two panes of glass. Fall out, it's okay. All right, we're gonna try sugar cane. I'm probably gonna fall out. And if it's not available to you, it's okay. But what it looks like is you actually grab for this ankle and you open up, pulling that back leg, kicking into the back hand, opening up for sugar cane. Woo! And I'm gonna fall out. All right, coming back through half moon, and then coming back through warrior two. Good. Inhale, back to flow, reverse your warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Into the unknown, y'all. Ooh, I love this cover. This is from Frozen 2, but it's Panic at the Disco. Killer. All right, inhale, reverse your triangle. And then our final add-on, we're gonna come into full triangle. So the legs stay straight. You're gonna tilt your hips, like reach as far as you can with the arms, and then you tick-tock the arms to 6 and 12. Just feeling that nice deep stretch with triangle. Good. Inhale, pull the hands up, straight up and out, back to reverse triangle. And then windmill the hands down into your flow. Step that back foot or that front foot back. Exhale, downward facing, or excuse me, upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Look between the hands. And step, hop, or jump. Forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Balancing out. Bringing weight into your right leg, kicking the left foot back into warrior three. Gracefully step, crescent lunge with rocket ship arms, shooting that energy out your fingertips. Inhale, airplane arms. And then exhale, full airplane. Back into balancing. Trying to square those hips, getting a nice T shape. Reaching, like feeling your triceps here. Reaching as far as you can, flexing the triceps. And then slowly stepping that foot back. And warrior one. Exhale the hands, interlacing the hands behind the back. Inhale, open up that heart. Exhale, humble warrior. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale here. Inhale, star. Another little modification, we're going to come into Skandasana. So bending the knee and then coming to, like, you can stay on the top of your toes here. So you're really getting this stretch in the inner thigh. You can keep your hands on the ground or bring them to heart center. Try to keep a little micro bend in the knee so that you're not hyperextending. And then if you can, stay low, little Spider-Man pose, and come into Skandasana on the other side. We're going to do one more time on each side. And if you can Spider-Man crawl, if you need to have your hands down, that's fine. And if you can stay low, Spider-Man crawl, Skandasana on this side. And one more time on this side. Okay. Bringing the hands into center, wide-legged forward fold. Prasarita. Pulling your head towards the mat here. And then inhale, reverse your swan dive, coming all the way up to star, warrior two, this side. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Here we go for half moon. Here's that balancing. You want your block or your water bottle? Go for it. If you can step up, half moon, shine those hips out to the side so that you're in two panes of glass. And if you want to try sugar cane, go for it. Maybe you grab your toe and your hips come kind of squared, and then see if you can open your hips back up for sugar cane. Finding that heart opening. Opening up the possibilities for growth. And then slowly come back through half moon. Slowly stepping back through warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Extended side angle. Reverse triangle. And then full triangle. So tip that back hip back. Reach the hands as far as you can. And then tip-top the arms to 6 and 12. Again, opening that heart. You're also in two panes of glass in this pose. Bring that hand straight up, back through reverse triangle. And then windmill the hands down. Final chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look between the hands, half jump or step. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. And bring all of that energy back to heart center. So one more time, I love to do this, just taking a moment, close your eyes, opening your palms out to the sun, bringing your sunlight energy all the way into your heart, just feeling the sun, feeling all that flow energy, water energy, just giving all the things that you need. All right, well, it wouldn't be a planting seeds class if we didn't do tree. Slowly blinking the eyes open. We're going to do a tree to dancer flow. So let's bring all of the weight into your left leg. Again, just kind of not always starting with the right. And then bringing your foot either to a kickstand here, onto your calf, avoid the knee, or all the way to your inner thigh. Pressing into the inner thigh with the foot, opening that knee out like a barn door, and bringing the hands to heart center. And then whatever tree expression you want, maybe it's staying here, maybe you play with closing your eyes, maybe you reach your branches, shaking off anything that needs to go into the compost. Maybe you play with looking up. Ooh, that's a challenge for your balance. Just expressing your tree. And then slowly bring the hands back to heart center. Grab for that bended knee with your right hand. Kick back for the inside of the foot. Bring the knees to touch. And then reaching this left arm up, begin kicking back, trying to keep your hips square. Into dancer. Opening up that heart for all that growth. And the world's all right. All of the blessings already on their way. And then slowly coming back and dropping down and shaking the legs out. Shaking everything off that you need to. And balancing that out on the other side. So really planting your root of your right leg down, bringing your left ankle to, or excuse me, your left heel to the ankle, to the thigh, or full expression into tree. Whatever expression you did on the other side, closing the eyes, reaching the branches, looking up. Just play with it. Someone else instead of me always seems to know the way. And bringing the hands back to heart center, going for dancer on this side. So reaching that left arm out, grabbing for the inside of the foot, bringing the knees to touch to balance out the hips. Reaching this right arm up and forward and then kicking back. You'll turn to the side. Really going to your edge. Opening up the heart for all that's coming. And inhale, coming back. And exhale, release the pose. Just shaking it out. All right, so just coming into a yoga squat as we make our way back down to the ground. Just coming in, keeping the feet as close together as you can. I have to go pretty wide. Charlie is a master at this pose. He can like literally keep his heels on the ground and stay in alignment with me. Not me though, my feet are pointed out. Really opening up the hips. We're gonna make our way to prone frog. So bringing the hands crawling off of the mat a little bit. Bringing the knees wide. And then the ankles, your feet kind of shoot out perpendicular. If this is where you need to stay, that's fine. If you can come down to the elbows, great. If you can press the hips back for a deeper stretch, great. Just releasing any energy, seeing if you can find release, if you can find peace. Even in this really intense, deep pose. And to come out of it, slowly bring the hands back to the floor. Gently roll your hips forward. Bring the feet back together, and then slowly come out. Making your way to downward facing dog. And we're going to come for pigeon. So bringing yourself back into a down dog. Lift the right leg high. Since we haven't been here, let's just open up the hips just a little bit here. Keeping the shoulders square. Inhale back through to three-legged down dog. Hips square to the mat. And bring that right knee to the right wrist for pigeon. Have a look back over at your foot. Make sure that back foot isn't sickled. Make sure that it's straight. Trying to have equal weight in the hips. Inhale, bring your heart open to the sky. And if you'd like to do full pigeon, crawling forward for the full pose, surrendering, resting the head either on your hands. You can stack your fists together, maybe all the way to the mat, feeling your connection of your head to the mat. And again, just finding something to surrender, something to put in the compost, something to let go. And slowly coming up, bringing the hands back to the mat. Curl those back toes under and shoot that right leg back into down dog. Feel all that blood flow back in the leg. Maybe roll out that ankle if it feels good. Then coming back into full downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg high and roll that hip open on this side. Squaring the shoulders back to the mat, but keeping that hip nice and open. Exhale everything out. Inhale back through to three-legged dog. And then bring the left knee to the left wrist for pigeon. Once again, having a look back at your foot, making sure it's not sickled. Inhale, heart open. Exhale, crawl through, sleeping pigeon. Maybe noticing a difference on either side. Just releasing whatever you need to release here in pigeon. And then bringing the hands back to the mat. Curl those back toes under. Shoot that left leg back into three-legged dog. Roll the ankle. And then coming back into downward facing dog. Look between the hands. Jump all the way through to seated. And make your way down onto your back. And then just doing whatever version of spinal twist feels good for you. Maybe it's one leg in, then you come over. Maybe it's just dropping both knees over. But just coming back to your spinal twist of choice. Like years since you've been here. Here comes the sun. And then bringing back to neutral spine. Coming into whatever version you did on the other side. Twist is calling to you. Little darling, the smile will return to and then whatever pose you need, maybe a happy baby, maybe a hugging the knees, just rocking back and forth, whatever your body is needing right now, go for it. And then when you're ready, just slowly making your way into final Shavasana. A lot of yoga teachers say this is actually the most important pose. It actually translates into dead man's pose. And each time we practice, each moment really, we have the opportunity to let that which no longer serves us go into the ground, die. Just getting heavy in the earth, just sinking in and really giving yourself permission to receive the benefits of your practice.
It seems like you. You're broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Move mountain, we gon' walk it out and move mountain. And I'll rise like the day. I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, I like the waves. I'll rise up, in spite of the age. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again.
Bring your attention back to your breath. Start to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Starting to rise up, starting to wake up to your new day, or the new version of you.
It feels like it's getting hard to breathe.
And reaching the hands up and overhead like you're waking up in the morning, stretching the body as long as it can go. Keeping the eyes closed, just rolling over to one side or the other for a fetal position. Bringing your hand to your heart. Taking your breath in, whatever you need, breathing that in. Exhale, offer up whatever you can. And keeping the eyes closed, keeping the awareness in, slowly press yourself up to a seated position. If you always cross one leg in front of the other, maybe try the opposite leg. And then bringing your hands to heart center. Reconnecting with whatever your intention was. Planting seeds resonates with you. Great. If you want to think about planting seeds, like sending 1,000,000 seeds of healing, of positivity, of space, of grace, sending that out. And then bringing your thumbs to the third eye center. And the light and shadow in me honors and sees the beautiful light and shadow in you, and bowing to the teacher in all things. Namaste. In spite of the ache, we'll rise up, and we'll do it 1,000 everybody. I'm gonna unmute you all. I'm gonna stop the recording.